What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. It's the first day of July. It's the first day of July, and here we are with about 9 hours and 20 minutes left in the day, sitting at 1.4 cents right now. Looking at the low to high here, relatively speaking, we have gone below the 0.5. It's looking like we're good for the golden ratio. Just below 1.4 cents, something like that. That's where we're going to go. Doesn't really matter. We could find support here. We could go a little bit lower and find support there. I would think, just looking at this here, it would make a lot of sense to return to the golden ratio. That would make the most sense to me, but that doesn't mean that we have to. If we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, here, the 1 hour RSI is getting into the oversold zone, so this is where we should see our kind of final onslaught to the downside. Moving down, volume's picking up a little bit, but nothing too crazy, right? Nothing too dramatic. Typically, OnyxCoin doesn't get a whole lot of volume whenever we do, let's see, XCN, whenever we do move down. Right here, $18 million on a $483 million market cap. What is that? That's not even 5%, right? What would that be? 3.7%, yeah. Very, very low on the volume scale, volume to market cap scale, and that only happens when we're moving down. When we move up, we get actually fantastic volume, but here we are, looking at this from a low to a high, just below the 1414. Again, it is possible to find support here, but thinking about it, I would assume that we go a little bit lower, something just below 1.4 cents. We're almost there, guys. We're literally almost there, and I think that this is the final kind of movement down. Getting into the oversold zone typically indicates that you have lower prices to go, right? Here, I mean, you dipped in and you dipped out, in all fairness. You dipped in and you dipped out. Same thing here. I mean, actually, to be completely fair, over the last handful of times, getting to the oversold zone has been the moment where you bounce. So at any point in time, again, we could bounce. But the amounts of difference in price that we're talking about are very nominal, nothing to be concerned with, right? Like a 1.39 cent price is not even 3% away. Even if it were to be 5% away, like that's really not that big of a deal. So here, there, wherever, I don't care, man. We're going to find support soon, and that's awesome. That's pretty awesome. Again, looking at this from a low to high on the 4 hour time frame, we are very close to hitting the golden ratio. I think it would be normal to go to that golden ratio zone, but we don't have to. We could see some kind of price where we are just above the golden ratio, something like this. We do a front running of that area there. The golden ratio is a very, very common zone and understood zone. If we're looking at this from a low to a high, I anticipate we're going to top off right in August or July this month at the 1886200 level of the overall fib that we have from like January, late January to April 7th there. I think we're going to stop at that 1886200. Could we stop at this 1886200 here from a low to a high, which just happens to be right here at the golden ratio? I think we could. It might make sense, you know. A little support at the 1886, we go up, we find resistance at the 1886. Might be meant to be, you know what I mean? That's makes sense to me. 4 hour RSI does look a little bit bearish here. Lower lows, you know, the whole thing. We got overbought, but then we rejected the 60. Now it looks like we want to get oversold. When we do get oversold on the 4 hour time frame, we typically do see little deeper readings. So this actually would disagree with the idea that the 1 hour is giving us, which is that it'll just get in and out, which is what it's done a lot lately. But the 4 hour is saying more so that we have lower to go. And the golden ratio being a little bit lower, it makes sense. Again, we're not talking about dramatic drops, something very insignificant, nothing that's going to be too crazy that we can't handle. Looking at the daily time frame, talking about crazy things that people can't handle, man, this thing is about to rip through the roof to the upside. When we do get above 1.7 cents here, it's a key area because that's our most discernible high, our most relative discernible high. It's also at an area where we found support before, just above this area where we found resistance before. If we're looking at it from an overall high to low here, it's not. I thought it was above the 382. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this low to high. It's what it is. Let's see. Low to high here. Yes, that's what it is. So it's right there at that 382 as well. Getting back above this 382, I think, is instrumental in validating this low as the low. I don't think that we go below that low. I think that was it. But we could go lower. You never know, man. We really could go lower. And if we go lower than that, that's fine. But I'm not anticipating that personally. I think we're very soon to find support, and we likely will see a fantastic reaction here. Because, again, there's just no volume to the downside. The volume only comes into the upside. People are waiting to buy. They're hesitant. They're like, do I buy here? Do I buy there? The best thing to cause people to buy is not to drop, but it's to pump. Whenever you pump, you start getting the FOMO people to buy. They might panic sell at a little drop, and then they buy back in at the FOMO. I mean, we're gonna rip so hard, you guys, it's gonna make your head spin, or it's gonna pop it right off your shoulders. We're literally gonna rip right through this 4.9 cent area, in a matter of days, if not weeks. It's coming. It really is coming. So if you have any cash on the side, like $100 even, right? Even if you have $100, that's what I use that number, not because that's all I have to my name. I've got $10 to my name. All I have is not relevant to this $100. It's because $100 is something that a lot of people can wrap their heads around, right? And if you could put $100 in here, I mean, you're basically going to turn that into $300 or more within the next couple of weeks, right? And timing is not the easiest to get, but whenever it comes to the timing of this market right now, guys, we are very close. We are absolutely very close to this explosive behavior. I know we haven't timed it right really since April, but timing isn't a big deal. It's the price action that matters. And if anything, going down like this all the time that you're expecting it to move up, right? You just have more opportunities to accumulate. This is what I mean. Like you put $100 in here, it turns into $300 up here. That's an extra $300 that you wouldn't have had if it just ripped up here and you just held what you originally had. You didn't buy more, right? If it goes up to where I think it's going to go, that $100 could literally turn into thousands of dollars. Anything from, I mean, like literally it could turn into $2,000 or more. It's very, very possible, or like $1,500, something like that. Not saying that it will. None of this financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying that's my expectation. So if $100 is maybe not a lot of money to you, but it's not money that you're just willing to piss away willy-nilly, right? But it's something that you can save within the next week or within the next day, or maybe you have an extra $100 on hand. There's no amount too small. I'm using this $100 to really illustrate. I'm not trying to sell you $100. I'm just trying to sell you that there's no amount too small to invest. Some people think that, but it's like, man, that small amount could turn into a lot with the right coin, and we got the right coin here. So that's just my thoughts. But enough of the sales pitch. Looking at this here on the daily RSI, right? It's like the way I'm not trying to get your $100, right? Give me $100, put it in OnyxCoin. No, it's just the concept that I'm trying to address. The concept that $100 here could be a lot more money than it seems. You might not think it's worth investing $100. You'd rather just let it sit in your bank. But if it's going to sit in your bank, you know what I mean? Like, why not let it grow? Why not? Let it grow, let it grow. Finding resistance here, time and time again on the daily time frame. We broke above it. Now we might be in a position where we find support. I think today is the day, you guys, where we do find support. If not, again, we're very, very near. I don't care. If it's not here, it's there. And if it's not there, it's here. Or whatever. We're very, very near. We're about to rip to the upside. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. The price is being boring. Overall, the weekly time frame, the 3-day time frame is miraculous. Monthly RSI is even miraculous, right? Getting overbought like this, rejecting the overbought zone, coming down, finding support at the 50. We're ready to run, you guys. And I think we're going to see a spectacular series of events coming up. So I got nothing else. With that, I leave you. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.